Leader and a board member. I've been fighting this fight since 2006. This morning we heard from Dr. Lewis about living in 2 Westchester. Carlos explained our process to identify problems and build towards 1 Westchester. We just heard about after-school opportunities for all, ban the box, child care for working families, and an affordable housing needs assessment are critical to improve the lives of the families of Westchester County. And this we call the People's Agenda. We expected more officials here, but we only have 1. So I guess the rain, I don't know if they're going to melt or something. I don't know if they're going to work. But I'm glad that everybody here had no hesitation and no restrictions or previously, because everybody here cares about Westchester. We're not scared to fight. We're not scared to raise our voice. Okay, being a part of community voices heard, that's what we do. So, if y'all want to hear the questions I wanted to ask, we have Omar here. We got Omar here. Okay, Omar, thank you for showing. Oh, we have Catherine Board too.
That's right.
That's right.
In one word, okay, we would like to ask you, would you commit to creating legislation around the People's Agenda in 2015?
Yes. One word. You know, many of us on the board are fighting for the same.
Come on, go off the stage.
Come on up here.
I'm sorry I wasn't looking from the beginning, but you know, I think that for many of us, this fight on all of your agenda items, except perhaps ban the box. This is really the first I've heard any detailed information about that, but most of the agenda items that you are all fighting for, many of us on the board, particularly in the Democratic caucus, are also fighting for and have been for a very, very, very long time. I'll tell you where your power lies, though, is that it's always easier for legislators to make decisions about how resources are going to be spent when there's a lot of voices advocating for them. So, issues around child care, affordable housing, and after-school care, these are things that we fight about every single budget season, and there are good and practical arguments on both sides. But if there's nobody from the public saying, this is where we need to spend our dollars, it's very easy for people whose main concern are cutting spending to say, well, there's nobody who really cares about this. So it's really, really, really important for you to use the power that you have, which is the power of community voices heard, of your voices heard, of speaking to all of my colleagues on the board and the county executive to say, these are priorities for Westchester County. These are investments that we need to make in our future. And this is not about just people, individuals, and what they want to have. It's what we need to have to be a functional society that's looking towards our future, our shared future.
And the second part of my question, it's always a catch. Part B is the first part.
Okay.
Would you commit to working with community voices heard between now and the end of 2014 to help draft legislation to be introduced in 2015?
Well, yes, but a lot of what you're asking for is actually to be fought now in our 2015 budget.
Exactly. So that when, by the time y'all come up with the budget, that we got something in plan for the people to get.
Right, so it's not really legislation that's going to happen next year, it's the fight that's happening right now.
Oh, okay.
And, you know, the budget process started we actually start to review the county executive's budget, but right now, what you should be doing is writing to our county executive, Rob Astorino. Every single one of you is one of his constituents. He represents every single one of you. And he needs to hear a lot of voices that say, we want these things in the budget before they go to the legislature. What typically happens is a lot of these priorities are cut way back, and then there's a negotiation fight between the legislative branch. And I will say, usually there's bipartisan support for a lot of these things. We fight with the county executive to find an acceptable middle. But if he comes in here and we want to go here, this is the fight. If he comes in here and we want to go in here, it's a bigger fight. So right now is when you need to be talking to the county executive. And, not for nothing, he's running for a higher office, so he's a little bit more receptive to constituents at the present time. So now's the fight. Except for ban the box, that's legislation that we can introduce next year. But all these other things are the fight right now for our budget process for 2015.
Thank you.
So what do we want? Justice. What do we want? Justice. What do we want? Justice. When do we want it? Now. My name is Louis Romaine. I'm a recent member addition to Community Voices Heard, and I'm very proud about it. I'm from Mount Vernon, New York. And I stand here looking around this room, and I am renewed with a new sense of hope. Hope that economic justice is attainable here in Westchester. And there are powerful folks that are in this room right now who are committed to getting that done. So can you guys give each other a round of applause? For coming out and making this commitment to show that there are really truly concerned citizens here in Westchester that are active and engaged about making a change in the economic climate that we have within Westchester County. And so I'm grateful for all of you being here. I'm definitely grateful to see the face of Omar Herrera running for Senator for Ossining. The strength that comes from having political power and people and allies in high places, County Legislator Catherine Borgia. And so, as we concerned citizens gather here, we have heard from a few legislators that are really committed to our people's agenda that Community Voices Heard is doing. We have legislators Mary Shimsky, Freda Williams, Catherine Borgia, Lyndon Williams, state senators Andrea Stewart-Cousins, and they are strongly in support of the people's agenda and are prepared to work with Community Voices Heard on creating legislation that will impact families here in Westchester. However, we didn't hear from all of our elected officials. We need to follow up with not only the legislators that weren't here, but the ones that were here as well, but also the ones that weren't here. And one of them in particular stands out, and that is our County Executive Rob Astorino. He was not able to attend, but he did send a statement, and I will read a few of his remarks with you today. Although the county executive cannot be present in person, he asked me to convey his greetings and best wishes for a successful gathering to all in attendance. Each day, he and his office hear from so many individuals in desperate need of food stamps, rent assistance, and other services. With the help, vision, and compassion of groups such as Community Voices Heard, many can look forward to a brighter tomorrow. Now, this is just us. Does that sound like he understands the struggles of low-income families?
No.
Does it sound like he cares?
No.
Notice he did not mention what he would do for low-income and economically burdened families, but what Community Voices would do and other groups like it. So he needs to hear our voices. He needs to know that he cannot dismiss our voices. Our voices will be heard. 10th. Please mark your calendars, write it down now. Wednesday, December 10th, we are demanding to meet with County Executive Rob Astorino so that we can fully engage in this conversation of how we can take Westchester back and so that Westchester can be a place where all families of different economic backgrounds can strive and survive. And so with your support, we can get it done. So let's go and do some work. What do we want? What do we want? When do we want it? Now! When do we want it? Now!
So I don't know about you, but I didn't like the response that I got from the county executive.
Bueno, no sé qué ustedes piensan, pero no me gustó la respuesta que nosotros recibimos del ejecutivo del condado.
The purpose of today's meeting was to make sure that all members of the county legislature and the county executive heard your voices and heard what you wanted to see happen in Westchester County.
El propósito de hoy fue que todos los legisladores del condado, incluso el ejecutivo del condado, nos escuchan y nos escuchan lo que nosotros queremos para esta comunidad, para este condado.
All 17 legislators were invited, one out of the 17, one out of 60, 17? I was never good at math. One legislator showed up, but we do have a statement from another.
Bueno, nosotros invitamos a todos los 17 legisladores del condado a esta junta, pero solo una apareció. Entonces, pero tenemos un mensaje de una legisladora.
That's not okay.
Eso no es justo.
So we need to make sure that they hear what happened today, so we have a lot of follow-up to do.
Entonces, tenemos que asegurar que ellos que no aparecen hoy nos escuchan. Entonces, tenemos mucho trabajo en el futuro.
One legislator, Mary Jane Shimsky, said she is fully committed to working with Community Voices Heard to make sure that we actually have legislation that will impact families in Westchester County.
Bueno, ya. Una legisladora, Mary Jane Shimsky, nos dijo que ella va a apoyarnos para asegurar que nuestra agenda está ganada.
So we have to take some serious action today.
Entonces tenemos que tomar acción seria hoy.
Who here is committed to attending follow-up meetings that we will be scheduling in the next couple of weeks with the 16 legislators that did not show up today?
Hacen la promesa que ustedes van a unas citas en el futuro con los legisladores que no están aquí hoy. ¿Quién va con nosotros a esas citas?
But Louis mentioned an important date that everyone should have written down. What day was that?
Pero Louis mencionó una fecha muy importante. ¿Cuál es la fecha? 10 de diciembre. 10 de diciembre.
We requested a meeting with County Executive Rob Astorino.
Bueno, nosotros queremos una cita, nosotros damos un mensaje a la oficina del Ejecutivo para una cita en este día.
We'll be following up on Monday and letting him know that 100 or more folks of his constituents were here wanting to know what he would want to do around policies impacting families that are struggling.
Bueno, vamos a llamar a su oficina el lunes para decirle que 100 personas de todas partes del condado de Westchester se reúnen para ver lo que podemos hacer juntos para cambiar este condado y combatir la pobreza en este condado.
Who here is committed, and I mean really committed, and we're going to talk about what that looks like, but who wants to bring people, who wants to sit and learn and talk and make sure that we present the people's agenda to the county executive on December 10th?
Bueno, ¿quién aquí hace la promesa que ustedes van a llevar otros y que ustedes van a escuchar y participar en este movimiento para hablar directamente con el ejecutivo del condado?
So in a few minutes, we're going to break all of you up into groups based on the people's agenda, the different issues that were listed on the banner.
Entonces, en unos minutos vamos a partirles en grupos más pequeños y ustedes van a formar grupos alrededor de la tema en la agenda que te interese más. Entonces, un grupo sobre cuidado de niños, grupos sobre viviendas, grupos sobre programas después de escuela y un grupo sobre bandbox.
You all are going to have conversations with each other about the commitment you just made around holding the county executive and the county legislators accountable to the people's agenda.
Ustedes van a tener conversaciones con miembros de su grupo sobre la promesa que ustedes ya han hecho, ¿sí? La promesa de tener responsable el ejecutivo del condado, ¿sí?
Are you excited? So we're going to arrange people. Who is interested in ban the box? Raise your hand. You can stand up.
¿Quién tiene interés en ban the box, en luchar por ban the box? Para borrar la caja. Si tiene interés en ban the box, por favor, parar aquí. If you have interest in ban the box, please stand right here.